Hey, do you also have a desktop computer where you do not have any Wi-Fi adapter available into it? The only option that you have is to connect the desktop computer using an Ethernet cable, plugging the Ethernet cable at the back of your CPU in the Ethernet port. I also have such limitations, and instead of opting to buy a new Wi-Fi Ethernet adapter or Wi-Fi PCI card for my desktop computer, I thought, okay, I have some options available where I don't really have to spend any money though, and still I can connect my computer wirelessly to my wirelessly into my computer. So this is the second part video of my first video on how you can optimize your Wi-Fi coverage in your home, your apartment. If you have not watched that, you can click on this link on the top right. And in this video we'll show you like how you can connect your desktop computer where you do not have any Wi-Fi Ethernet adapter or Wi-Fi Ethernet PCI card installed into it, and still connect your computer wirelessly to your desktop computer. So let's get started. Alright, so the idea here is to use an old Wi-Fi router, and I'm pretty sure that you also have a Wi-Fi router which you purchased some time back, maybe like 4 or 5 years back, and it's not being used right now, and it's lying somewhere around at your place and doesn't have seen lights for years. So it's time to bring that router back to the life, because there is an amazing feature in the old routers, or the routers that you have these days, is called as the Wi-Fi repeating option. So once you enable the Wi-Fi repeating option, you can connect this old Wi-Fi router to your existing wireless network and then plug in a Ethernet cable to this old router, and the other side of the cable goes into your desktop computer's Ethernet adapter, Ethernet port. So I have used the same method, and this saved me a lot of money, thinking of buying a 5 gigahertz PCI adapter for wireless for my desktop, and use this old Wi-Fi router and connect it to my internet connection over the wireless network. So let me show you how you do it. So here is my Wi-Fi router. I'll show you. This is my old Wi-Fi router which I purchased like 3 years back, and I was not using it. So it has got one Ethernet adapter, one Ethernet cable connected here, and the other side of the cable goes at the back of my CPU, which is on the Ethernet port, and the other cable that I have is the power cable. That's it. So now this router from the front doesn't shows the WAN signal because it's not directly connected to the internet, it's connected to the Wi-Fi of my current wireless network. So everything that I see here is the system up and running, the LAN connected because I have the Ethernet cable connected to my desktop, and the Wi-Fi. So it also works as a Wi-Fi wireless extender. If you want to extend the wireless range or the network at your place, you can use this method. You can enable the Wi-Fi repeating option and have extended Wi-Fi network. Now let me show you how you configure your Wi-Fi repeating option in your old router. So here I have my router connected to my desktop computer using the Ethernet cable. So I'll log into my router page, login page. In my case it is 192.168.0.1. so I'll hit enter, and that is from Tenda. So this is the login page. So I'll log in here. Okay, as I already have the Wi-Fi repeating option configured, that's why on the home screen it says the upstream router is my actual Wi-Fi router from the internet service provider. This is my router, and okay, this is my router, and on this router I have only one device connected at the moment. And it also says that you can use it as a Wi-Fi extender. So if you have any Wi-Fi device which is not able to get the Wi-Fi signal from your main router, so this router will also work as a Wi-Fi extender. Okay, now to configure the Wi-Fi repeating option, just look for the Wi-Fi settings. So it can be different or something else in your Wi-Fi router depending upon the brand that you're using. It may be of Tenda, or it may be of Cisco or TP-Link. So you will find all the details in their guide or the user manual. But yeah, usually it is around in the Wi-Fi settings. And in this router I have Wi-Fi repeating option. So as I by default have it enabled. If you do not have it, it will not show any options, but if once you enable it, it will give you the option like what kind of a repeating mode you want to use it as, WISP or client or access point. So we'll be using as a wire the extender. So we'll be using this WISP, because access point is something that we're not looking for here at the moment. That's something for another video. I'll try to cover that in the next video. But yeah, here if you see this option, it says upstream Wi-Fi name. So I'll select the Wi-Fi name that I have available here. So I'll select the one which is of my Wi-Fi network, or the one that you want to select. So now if you notice, like, I'm getting only 5 gigahertz option here. I am not getting any 2.4 gigahertz option here, and that is the reason, because in the Wi-Fi settings I went here, in my Wi-Fi name I have disabled 2.4 gigahertz. So if you remember, in my first video I talked about like the Wi-Fi disturbances and the noise across multiple routers, that you there are other people living in your area and they're using the Wi-Fi router, so they would also have 2.4 gigahertz network. And with this broadband speed that I have of around 250 megabytes, using 2.4 gigahertz doesn't make any sense, because it will not give me any much speed any more than that 60 or 70 megabytes. So to utilize the full speed, I'm using 5 gigahertz option only. So I've disabled 2.4 gigahertz. I'm only keeping the 5 gigahertz option enabled. And for the same reason, if I scroll down and do a list down all the available Wi-Fi networks available, it will show me only 5 gigahertz option. Now I see my Wi-Fi router from the internet service provider that I have is this one, and I just provide in my password. Okay, and click on save. Once you click on save, it will ask you to reboot the device. Let it reboot, and once it's successfully rebooted, you will have your Wi-Fi old Wi-Fi router configured as an extender or a repeater. And if you're still looking for some good quality Wi-Fi PCI adapter to plug it into your desktop motherboard and have a direct Wi-Fi connectivity without getting into the hassles of all these options, I have listed down some good quality Wi-Fi PCI adapters that you can buy online and plug it into your desktop computer, which will give you both 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz of coverage or connectivity options. And also, if you're looking for some good quality Wi-Fi routers also, from my experience and testing out different products, I have been able to list down some of the good quality Wi-Fi routers, whether you're using it for your home, whether you're a hardcore gamer where you want to have more bandwidth of your Wi-Fi network, or you want to have a very high standards of Wi-Fi coverage in your home using the mesh network, Wi-Fi mesh networks that's very much into the market right now. So you can check out those links, and if you like it, definitely go ahead and buy and upgrade your Wi-Fi network coverage in your home. And if you like this video, don't forget to subscribe and hit that like button. Thank you.